Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here with the March 2nd edition of Monday Night Raw preview that's going to be going down. One of the big things that's going to be happening on tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw is going to be the return of AJ Lee. If you go back to last week's edition of Monday Night Raw, you saw Paige actually go into her phone book and pull one of her best friends out there to try and help her fight off the Bellas. Basically, Paige has been, going after Nikki Bella and the title. Every time she gets close to it, basically, Brie Bella on the outside has been making it impossible for her to get the win. I've been talking about basically the Diva division a lot. I even made a whole video on it last week after the basically Give Divas a Chance hashtag broke out, I believe, on Tuesday and went off crazy for 2 days. I talked a lot about Paige and basically having her friend Emma and the videos that they've made in the past on their Instagram account. And basically, Emma is a way better wrestler than she comes off on Monday Night Raw. If you've never watched NXT or if you missed the first NXT special that's along the way, she's an awesome girl who's got trained by Lance Storm in the past, and she has a whole lot of talent. Basically, she came out there, the team fell flat on their face, and they lost in under a minute. Basically, I was saying after that basically for a Monday Night Raw match, to have some implications about what's going down for WrestleMania, I was thinking that basically Paige was going to have to find a way to reconnect with her good buddy AJ Lee. And that's where AJ Lee would be making her return tomorrow to come down and try and even the odds against the Bellas. I know that the Paige and AJ had their horrible best friends sort of storyline that went down earlier this year. I really thought this was going to be a real kick in the pants of the Divas division, basically having two girls that really could go out there and really have a great match. I don't know if it was the storyline that they gave them, which was basically borderline a lesbian storyline where Paige really wanted to be, inside of AJ, I guess you can say. She just wanted to be right up there with her and do everything that they could do together. I'm not sure what this opens the door for, if maybe it's going to be a fatal four-way. If you do a fatal four-way, you have to find a way that you put some sort of a strife between the Bellas, who right now are riding pretty close, and when the Bellas were going up against each other, basically nobody was really into the storyline at all. And then basically the way that they tied the storyline back together with basically Brie turning on AJ, I believe at Survivor Series, it made it even worse. So I don't know. Maybe they could build that into the storyline where basically Paige and AJ both want to beat up the Bellas, but maybe the Bellas are standing strong because it's 2 against 1 against 1. At the end of the day, will AJ and Paige be able to work together and still find a way to see who is the better woman to become the Divas champion at WrestleMania? Or who knows? Maybe they could just be bringing AJ back for the huge pop in her hometown, and they go from there and just basically add every single girl in the Divas division yet once again to have a huge, I forget what the name of this match was last year, if it was a Invitational Divas. It wasn't a Battle Royal because you had the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but there was like 1,000 girls in there. I mean, I had good seats for last year's WrestleMania. I was proud of those seats. I paid every dollar I could for them, and I didn't know who was who in there. I had no clue what was going down inside of that match, but basically everybody was still reacting from what happened between The Undertaker last year. Or, maybe the big dream situation of them all is playing off of the whole deal, which got a real big kick in the pants to the Give Divas a Chance hashtag as well, was when Stephanie McMahon tweeted out to, I believe, what was it last weekend? Was it Oscars? Where basically one of the actresses was basically made a speech talking about, equal pay for equal opportunities in movies and things like that, basically saying that there were women actresses who did not get paid for the same roles as men out there, and it just wasn't right. Stephanie McMahon tweeted about this, basically saying that she stood up for her freedom of speech and she should be appraised for it. And then basically AJ Lee took to Twitter as this is a moment to just basically fuck you. We don't get paid what the guys get paid. We don't get, the TV time that the guys do. But yet we have these huge numbers when we do appear on television. We do, sell record amounts of merchandise. There was stories that basically WWE being furious about AJ Lee speaking up her mind on Twitter. She's at home right now, so she wasn't easily reachable. There's a lot of stories from a lot of guys basically every time somebody posts something on Twitter, whether if it's at an angry fan or just blowing off some steam about something, that you always have somebody tapping you on your shoulder asking you, please will you remove this tweet, please will you tweet about this, please that. Basically it's not even your Twitter account, it's WWE's, because you're their character that's inside of there. Tweet about Total Divas, tweet about the John Cena storyline, things like that, like CM Punk talked about. And basically, when I first saw these tweets exchanged, my first thought was, man, there's a ton of money if they would do AJ Lee going up against Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania. I mean, you could play off of these tweets, which are basically, looks like real life to me, and basically, the fans of WWE would eat this up for the fact of, one of the hottest, diva storylines of last year was Brie Bella going up against Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania. So Stephanie is somebody that does have a buy right behind her. People will pay to see this girl get beat up. People will pay to see her wrestle in matches. But also you have this sort of backstory of, who these people are married to. Stephanie McMahon will be looked at as sort of like the Triple H going up against AJ's, CM Punk. And that's a dream match that people would love to see, even though CM Punk left WWE last year for the fact that he was going to be paired up against Triple H at WrestleMania 30. Didn't believe that was a big money match. Didn't believe that was a match that he or anybody else out there wanted to see. And that was a splitting thing. People will look at AJ going up against Stephanie McMahon as CM Punk versus Triple H. I'm going to bury him. and see what happens from there. But AJ Lee returning on Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. It's going to be a hell of a deal. Make sure you buy your TV and get your DVR set. It could be a moment to watch, or get your WrestleMania 31 promo ready, because you'll be adding a new match to it.